little subtle hints that we are seeing from the Usos and Roman that appear like they know that the end is near.
Yeah,
So,
and this is where I kind of get my it's like, so kind of going on your point, but leading into this,
mhm.
that it caught my when Roman said, "You didn't ask for my permission. You're making decisions out here." All that, you know, that's to me where it's like, oh, that's why Jay didn't say anything. Or Jimmy, I mean, that's why Jimmy didn't was hesitant on it and Jay accepted and whatnot.
Mm,
And
yeah.
it's all about there's that dissension. It's a little dissension with Jay. It's like, yeah, I'm my own man. Well, in the bloodline, you can't be your own man. You're part
Yeah.
of Roman. And that's where we're seeing that character arc again. And we're gonna see Jey Uso slowly become main event Jay.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? Because like when you first see this, my first thoughts were like what I said, where it's like maybe he was excited because he wants to lose the titles, or he wants that to be like an easy out. And then you see this, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, because then it makes you start thinking about something else, where like, yeah, no, he was trying to irritate
Mm.
Roman by accepting this match and making it happen, but um I don't know. What I thought was interesting at first, which is this is why I'm saying I feel like in a way they're like speaking in code almost, because Jimmy's sitting there and saying that nothing hit me harder than being torn away from um Jay, and then having to answer to it like it was my fault. Very obviously a dig at Roman, and then he's all like, it reminded me of the R-Truth segment where he's like talking in the ring that he's gonna throw Brock Lesnar over the top rope in the Royal Rumble, but then he was like, I'm gonna get you over the top rope, Paul Heyman. Like, it reminded me of that. Because like obviously this wasn't meant to be comedic, but it just felt very much like he was
Yeah.
setting it up and then being like, LOL, just kidding. I'll never forgive Sammy. And it's like,
Hmm.
what? Okay.
I did find that weird. That's another that I was gonna mention that because that was like, oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on. Like your friend said something weird at the calf or the cafeteria table, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you so like I have math third period, you like
Yeah.
something like
Well,
that to just transition.
because also what's weird about it is like Sammy didn't fault Jimmy for anything having to do with Jay. Like, if anything, that was Roman. Sammy wasn't
Mm.
sitting there being like, "It's you. You're the reason why Jay is in this position. It's Jay is mad because of you." It's like, no, what? What are you talking about? And I love like Roman's just like pissed at first, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Brother, stop." Um, and then Roman wants to talk to Jay alone, and that's when things get weird again. So he asks him, "Are you in the bloodline? Are you like loyal to us? Are you
Really?
in?" Jay says yes. Then they stare at each other for an awfully long time, or at least what felt like a very long time. And as I was watching it, I was actually surprised that they didn't break, because they have broken so many times throughout these
Oh yeah.
bloodline things. I was like, how are you staring at each other in each other's eyes and not laughing?
Sammy
Like,
isn't there. That's why you don't
probably.
have Sammy Who's though.
And then the master manipulator that is Roman Reigns says, Jay, I love you. And that was it. And I was just like, you little snake, Mr. Roman, trying to manipulate your cousin with love. You know? I don't know what that is.
My grandpa used to do it when he would
Oh,
like to make a point, like, oh yeah, like
oh,
oh
okay. I was like, I don't know what that means.
no, it's just
But I did like that touch, and that's another thing, a subtle hint where it's like, like he knows that he's feeling Jay kind of like float away from him a little bit, so he's like trying to rope him back in by saying things like, "Oh, I love you," like, and I love how it's like
you're
Jay's
my
just supposed to be like,
brother.
"Oh yes, okay, I'll stay with you," but
It's abusive.
I don't know. I'm
That
very
is
excited to
one
see.
word I would describe as is absolutely abusive.
Yeah. Yeah. I am excited to see what they have them do over the next 2 weeks. They haven't said anything about if Roman's gonna be on SmackDown or Raw, um, this week or next week, so I don't know if we're gonna see any more Roman. I feel like we have to, at least on one, but, I'm excited to see what else they do, because I wonder if it'll give us any more of an indication of what they're gonna do at WrestleMania.